Ready? Very good afternoon to one and all as we welcome you here to the Atto Bolden Stadium for the big finale. This is the one they've all been waiting for, and it's finally here as we welcome you to our coverage here on 360 TV, Tiger Sports, as we bring you the Coca-Cola INTERCOL 2025. So the national anthem played there, and now we're getting ready for the players to be greeted by the president of the Secondary Schools Football League, Marshall Suku, the principal of Pleasantville Secondary, and of course Sylvester Sandiford of Five Rivers is there as well, as the players probably just chomping at the bit to get ready for this one. This is the National INTERCOL final, and this will be a first for Five Rivers should they win today. Pleasantville, meanwhile, they've been here before, been there, done that, but they have a little revenge on their minds, having lost last year's final to St. Joseph's Convent, and they of course are not prepared to suffer a similar fate this time around. But you never know. Football, as you say, is a strange game, but it has to be said, Pleasantville will be starting this game as overwhelming favorites, as well they should, given the kind of performances they've put on this year. In fact, they've already avenged last year's defeat when they lost on penalties to St. Joseph's Convent of Port of Spain. Well, they've basically battered them in the semi-finals, 5-0, and they no doubt would be hoping for a similar outcome in this one. Of course, they will be led once again by Natalia Gosain. Akil Marisho is in goal for Pleasantville. Kenisha Jack, number 4, Michaela Guerrero, number 10, Jonelle Jones, number 2. They are your officials for this game. Crystal Sobers is going to carry the whistle today. Carissa Douglas, Kimia James, and Cecile Hines is the 4th official. So here are the starting lineups. Five Rivers, George in goal. And of course, Daniel, Goodrich, Vespri, Bauman, Hackett, Matthew, Herbert, Charles, Calderon, and Hector. And I have Gosain, Marisho, Jack, Guerrero, Jones, Mitchell, the other Gosain, of course, Chase, Martin, Dillon, and Mohammed. When I say the other Gosain, Natalia Gosain is the captain, wearing the number 6. And of course, her sister Nikita Gosain wears the number 9. So there are the 2 captains, and of course, Shakila Daniel is the captain for Five Rivers. Again, congratulations to both teams for getting to this point. But this, as they say, is where the air is raised. One thing to reach a final, it's another thing to win it. And we certainly wish them all the best, but you just know that Pleasantville are the ones who are probably the most anxious because they lost last year's final, and they probably couldn't live with themselves if they were to come up short again this year. But they have 80 minutes to correct that, and we'll see what transpires there. Of course, they're laden with a number of outstanding national players. Apart from the two go signs, they have talent all over. Zara Chase, their prolific goal scorer at the front. And she, of course, has been very, very instrumental in their success. Ayoka Mohammed is a real tower of strength in midfield. She does have good skills. If anything, she's probably a little bit on the slow side, but that could be deceptive. She does have good skill with the ball at her feet. And the challenge for her sometimes is that she tries to overplay, and sometimes she gets caught in possession. But should she avoid that, then she can really concentrate on those telling passes that she's quite capable of doing. As we welcome you once again to 360's coverage of the Coca-Cola INTERCOL for 2025. This is the final, and referee Sobers gets us started, and immediately Marisho is getting involved. She does a good shot downfield. Now here again is Mohammed. That's a great ball, and that's really where they have all their success. Sarah Chase, she chases it, no pun intended. She's obviously very skillful, but very quick as well, and quite capable. Now she gets it to her captain, and the go sign, trying to turn, does exceptionally well because she got the shot off, tries to tee it up, and just the angle a little too bad. Remember, she was part of the national team that turned back Barbados just recently, and I'm sure they'll be hoping for similar successes in their upcoming matches. But right now she has, as they say, other fish to fry, and Five Rivers, no doubt, will be anxious to also show their capabilities. Hackett losing out there to Mohammed. So this is the game, and while we've heard so much about secondary schools football and their strengths and weaknesses, the reality is that when you get to the final, it's really, this is what it is. This is really how you kind of make a name for yourself, if you know what I mean. And there's a big push at the back there, just a little too strong. Nikita Gosain. And obviously, while they may know that they might be better skillfully, they're also trying to, as they say, lay down the law. Here's a big shot going straight at goal, and Marisho again gets involved. She wastes no time in getting rid of the ball, but there are many red shirts upfield. So she may just have to wait a little bit, maybe use her defenders. But then again, you're not sure what the coach's instructions might be. And I think it might very well be, don't dwell on the ball. Get it out, get it upfield as quickly as possible and get it to your players. Here again is Pleasantville trying to build from the back. That's a great ball, and this could be interesting here now as they start knifing their way to goal. Chance for a shot wide of the mark. Well. Goodridge, their talisman, she scored in the semi-final, and she was not far off there. What a warning shot that is to Pleasantville, and certainly that would have really put the cat among the pigeons had she been able to sneak that in at the far post. In fact, the keeper might have just gotten a touch, and it's gone. So a real statement of intent here from Five Rivers. Here they come again, trying their best to mix it up as much as possible. And this is where they're so much more clinical, because they can see the game a little bit better. And the Pleasantville players, and this young lady, Zara Chase, is obviously key to all of it. She's so full of running. And just a little bit too slow in controlling the ball. She might be offside. The referees, the assistant stay down, and the flag stay down. Here she goes. This could be a goal. She misses. Wow, wow, wow. Whoa. She missed an open goal there. That's the captain, Shakila Daniel. So 2 great opportunities, and they missed them both. Well, what a start this is by Five Rivers. Are they going to rue those misses? Clearly, they could have been up by 2 goals to nothing. Pleasantville are yet to get anything by way of a shot on goal, and Five Rivers have had 2 glaring opportunities, and they failed to take them both. Certainly, what a start this is for Five Rivers. Remember, they have had success at the under 15 level. They qualified, and they will be playing Signal Hill in the national under 15 final. Here is Chase again, trying to get the ball across. So they've done very well. They've won the East Zone Intercol, the International Intercol. Here's that chance again. You bet your house that she would score, and she missed everything. A gap in there, and again, but all the sort of efficiencies in their play are being exposed by the quicker Five Rivers outfit, and this is where they have to try and press them and take advantage of those turnovers, not allow them to dwell on the ball too long. So it will be very interesting to see how Brian London adjusts and sets up his team. You could just see there's a type of lethargy about Pleasantville. They've not really hit their strides as yet. All the loose balls, it seems, falling to Five Rivers. They're the ones who are a little bit hungry at the moment. Their challenge, though, is can they take advantage? And as we've seen already, they have not been able to do that. And yep, you could see Pleasantville just out of sync at the moment. It's like, they're probably still somewhere on the highway, because right now there's only one team playing, and that is Five Rivers. They've had those 2 gorgeous chances, and they could easily be leading 2 goals to nothing in this game already. A bit of skill there, but Chase is back there fighting for everything. And she is not the one that is going to back down, Zara Chase. And again, here she goes once more. Goodrich tried to get it inside, but again, they were able to crowd her out, but not very far. Here's Vespri. She's getting it away, but not very far. And a big jump down the field by Hector, but it's coming back the other way. And as I say, football is a running game right now, and they're going to have to run, both teams. And now Pleasantville shows them how it's done. A wicked deflection, and they are leading in the 9th minute of play. Look at the ball here, the loose ball. The foul is called. They took the free kick immediately, and once the ball comes back into her path, what a start this game is. We've had end-to-end action, and now we finally have a goal, and it goes to Natalia Gosain. So does this settle them down, finally allow them to play the type of football we know they're capable of? And just the ball just running away. Opportunity again. Here she comes now. She just scored, and she's looking to lay on this one for her sister. But here is the foot race. This is the speed of the likes of Herbert and Goodrich from Five Rivers. And that's a tough throw in. She's running to the ball, and the ball was thrown at her. Nobody back there, only Charles does well. That's way overhit. Marisho, of course, is a very popular name in South Trinidad, especially in the basketball arena. Carib Ball Jesters and the Marisho brothers. But today, the Marisho name is being featured here as far as the girls' INTERCOL is concerned. Good football once again, still going, and then she is robbed of it. Now, a chance here for Gosain. She has a crack from almost out of nothing. And it took a deflection, but that's the ambition of Nikita Gosain there. She just cracked it, but here they go again. Herbert trying to get it across and just doing enough. This might be a goal. It is. Wow. The loose ball was running free in the area, and Vespri on spot to tack it home in the 13th minute.
Trying to get it across and just doing enough. This might be a goal. It is. Wow.
So again, the ball running, she was running free in the area. Are we in for a bag full of goals here today? It certainly is shaping up to be here today. It certainly is shaping up to be something like that. Here they come again, forever running. Good time, first time shot, and again a lot of contact as well. You could see the Five Rivers bench, they obviously thrilled. They're back on level terms. They could easily have been leading in this game. Had those two glaring chances early on, missed them both, and then fell behind only to draw level again. We're still in the first half. It's another shot from distance again. Gosain showing real intent there. Not afraid to fire from distance. And here is the other go sign. Nikita not able to control that one. But you're just seeing right now the speed and the movement of the Five Rivers players. It's just putting off the Pleasantville defenders. And obviously it's hot, and they're going to have to run probably a little bit more than they want to under these hot, steamy conditions. But the Five Rivers players, they are not afraid of taking on the Pleasantville defense. And it's showing they just seem to be moving so much quicker than everybody else that they cannot afford to just dwell on the ball. And there you go. But that's the experience there of go sign, just taking her time. Five Rivers, and you just see them. They're just quicker to the ball, and they're reading or anticipating the passing angles very well, and they're jumping those passing lanes and creating problems for Pleasantville. So 1-1 the scoreline if you're just joining us. Natalia Gosign in the 9th minute and Hakima Goodridge in the 13th. Here's another ball coming across. Only this time it goes behind. But once again, you could see the defense really stretched out. They all seem occupying with the first post, and nobody is minding the back door. And they got burned that way. But if that's the way they are accustomed playing, it's very difficult for them to change it now in a final. Here they come again. Opportunity once more. Look at the hustle once again. They're not letting them dwell on the ball for any period of time, but that little skill, that little extra skill, but it's the speed and determination of the defenders that's going to make the world of difference here. Another opportunity, and just can't get the shot off. Is it going to run over the line? No, she kept it out. So again, just looking for kicking room there, trying to get her body in position, and not able to do so on that occasion. Curly Martin. Here's another opportunity once more, but this time, no problems for Killer George. And just look at the speed once again, and just trying to get back into get the ball. She's so quick. That the speed at which the front runners are operating, they're just putting the Pleasantville defenders off. They're afraid to hold on to the ball or control it as they normally would. And here they go again. Getting the ball in. Mari Shodo. She's going to be a busy lady today. Little misdirected header there from Bowman, but she's certainly heavily involved. Still going, still can't get the shot off, decides to come back with it, and Mohammed cannot hit the target. But you just see the skill level there of Natalia Gosign going one way, turning the other. She knows that if she was to try and kick from there, it was going to be blocked. So she opted to bring it back and decided to give it up. But now the players are going to get a bit of a refreshment break, a sort of a cool down for them. This has been a real hectic pace and a hectic start to this encounter, and it's fittingly 1-1 at the end of 20 minutes or so in this encounter. Goals, and like I said, it could easily have been a couple more had Five Rivers walked with their scoring boots early on, and two glaring opportunities, the second of which was an open goal miss that really should have given them the lead. Instead, they fell behind and then had to come from behind to draw level in this encounter. So that's where we are now, 1-1. Remember, still to come a little bit later on, Naparima College up against Signal Hill in the National INTERCOL final. Remember, the both of them met about 2 weeks ago. It was the final game of the Premier Division season. And both teams had a chance of lifting the title. But Naparima came away 2-1 winners after taking a 2-0 lead. Signal Hill finally sprung to life in that one and pulled one back, but couldn't do any further scoring. I'm sure they'll try to change that today, but we see what happens here in this one. This is, again, go sign. Giving it up. Here's a quick shot. Dropped by the keeper, and that is what I think Nikita Gosain is banking on. And this is not what they're banking on. They cannot afford to dwell on the ball too much. And we have a player down in the middle of the park. That looks like Guerrero. Michaela Guerrero. She just took a awkward tumble there. Had it under control. So wherever you might be picking up our signal, we welcome you to the Addo Bolden Stadium. And there you can see Brian London. Yes, that Brian London. Calypsonian, Extempo, you name it. He's involved in it. He's also heavily involved in a lot of community service. He works with the Defense Force. He's just an all-round individual. And of course, he's a good composer as well. And in fact, when you think of the London family, he obviously has shared his talents with his nephews, and they've all been climbing in the Calypso arena. In fact, one of my favorite Calypsos from this year came from young London. Can't get a borrow. So here we go, as Brian London makes his way off the field, and ball headed away nicely once again by Bowman. And here they come again. They're going to just hit it upfield and say, chase this down. And here goes Herbert. Once again, they're going to have to do something to try to control her. They cannot give her that much room. She certainly is going to get one going. And again, here's Goodrich. She's bobbled. And Marisho eventually picks it up. So both teams with similar intent don't wait to get in the area to fire your shots. If you could get it from distance, once you have time and space, let fly. Again, you could just see the areas where Pleasantville are having their problems. They're just not composed. And again, that control, just letting them down there again. And they are being harassed very quickly. And as a result, they make errors like that could turn, once again, Herbert turning into pressure. But Mohammed wins it back. But she, again, likes to dwell on the ball, and she's not the quickest. And then she loses out. And Beaumont takes it away. Pleasantville on the march. Still going, still going, still going. And Beaumont gets brushed aside, still going, until eventually she's brought down. And certainly that is the skill of Nikita Gosine. Quickness and skill. That's a deadly combination. And I think the Five Rivers players know that because they all play on the national team, so they know what she's capable of. She just sliced past 5 players there and was probably looking to get in across. She's going to take this one herself. I'm sure she'll be aiming for her sister. But don't forget Zara Chase in the area. And here was the attempt there by her sister Natalia. But she missed out. Early ball. Zara Chase. And they get it back in the middle of the park here now. Here is Natalia Gosine. Tries to play the ball in. It's played back towards the goalkeeper. And she bobbles it. Of course, the crowd pleading for a back pass, but I don't think that was the intention there. Ball just sort of spliced off. And still trying. She's really having a tough time as those two are battling tooth and nail. There's no love lost. They might be teammates on the national team, but they're certainly giving it a slug here. And we have a player down, and it looks like it's Nikita Gosine, because she's been really expending quite a bit of energy. Right now, so we have a little break, and I think the players would relish this, because this has been a relentless assault from one end to the next. And both teams punctuated by their speed. It's really now who can strategize better, and more importantly, who can just keep their composure and just get the ball into the danger zones and then get it into the net. But we've just seen the quickness of the Five Rivers players that is proving to be a real handful for the much slower, probably the much heavier Pleasantville players. They're defenders, and they have a tough time really turning and chasing. You see Renisha Jack back there. She's much bigger than either Goodrich or Herbert or even Bowman, as well as the skipper. Here's a long shot coming from distance there. Daniel, Shaquilla Daniel, also a very quick player. So they're going to really try to put pressure on the players. This is where they're so dangerous. Not trying to give it away, but then she ran out of real estate there, Jack. Probably would have been better off just swinging a foot downfield. Here she is again, very quick and full of intent all the time. Jada Herbert, she's not afraid to take up the challenge. Opportunity now. Here is Chase. She comes over on the right hand side after trying to do her damage on the other. That's not a bad ball, but it's over the head of the onrushing Martin. Kaylee Martin came inside and the ball was just a little bit too strong. Now Martin has stopped and they're still running. And this is the difference right now. It just seems as if the Five Rivers players, and that could be another opportunity, but look at the marking or lack of marking in the back off and allow her to run. Martin again, but Martin is certainly, she looks spent right now. And you could tell just at that effort there, she's not happy having to run those long distances. And she just seems a little winded. Here's Mohammed. She again is not the quickest, but she's being forced to have to give up the ball a lot more. You know, this is good skill again, and they're just really not allowing her to do all that she can do. But it's relentless. Here is Chase. She's on the march again, turning, twisting, and then losing the handle. The ball is an early one in, and still it might be a chance here for Mohammed. She stabs it and just goes wide. The keeper might have gotten a touch. No, it's a goal kick. Well, with the outside of the right foot, Mohammed tried to squeeze it into that far post. It just fell to her, and there you see her trying to just stab it there, and it just goes wide. So again, it's the end of the season, so a lot of players are probably feeling the hurt right now. And Mohammed, who took that shot and almost scored, that would be her last bit of action in this game, as she is being replaced by Fortune. Career Fortune. So here's Pleasantville. This is what they do so well, as they try to turn and twist and maybe force triangles. And but Chase is so fleet-footed that they cannot afford to allow her to just run. And there she is again. Even though Baumann thought she got the ball, she probably just got enough of Chase to encourage the referee to blow the whistle. I don't think she's trying to find anybody. She's probably going to go home from here. And I think Five Rivers knows that too, because they have players on both posts, plus the keeper. She throws it along the ground, and the goalkeeper is able to come and get it. Again, I'm not sure if her teammates knew she was going to do that, because they would certainly have attacked the ball a little bit better. No, this is where the danger is, because Jack is not the quickest. She does very well there. And again, but you could just see the panic in her from the time the ball is played behind her. She just seems so fidgety. Obviously, she doesn't want to make a mistake, but at the same time, she has to show a little better composure and just try to read the game a little bit more. Here's another shot from almost out of nothing again from Herbert. Jada Herbert should probably be better advised to use her teammates a little bit more. Let them help her gain yardage. And again, I think the feeling was the ball was played last by Herbert, but the referee says no, took a deflection. So it's going to be a corner kick to Five Rivers. It's still 1-1 here. We're into the 37th minute of play. Remember, these are 40-minute halves. And a chance here now. Can they really put it down? Bowman trying to get to the end of that. But she's going to have to do some running here now because they're off to the races. It's another big challenge there. She knows that there's danger lurking there with go sign gathering steam. Yeah, everything is just seemingly so rushed now because the tone has been set. Nobody wants to dwell on the ball. And as a result, some of the passes doing very well. But that's a good tackle. Wins the ball cleanly. Well, she got the cross in. And that takes a deflection. But here comes Sarah Trace. Bowman again controlling the middle of the park, doing very well. Jack does well here. She's looking for somebody to give it up to. And I think they're going to have to understand that once she gets the ball, Jack, they're going to have to know how to create it. There's a chance here now. Good opportunity once again. And that's an infringement there. Just holding her back there, Daniel, after she lost the ball and she was trying to get away, the defender trying to get away now. There she just held her back to allow her teammate Herbert to run on to it. So back there now is Nikita Gosain. So she has been really through the walls already in this game. And you're starting to see players with their hands on their hips, a clear indication that they are feeling the burn right now. And a good miss, you would have to say there. Well, the referee's assistant said it was going one way, but the referee says it's Pleasantville's ball. So but it all goes to naught because they couldn't control it. And it's gone out for a corner kick, or goal kick rather, to Five Rivers. So it's still 1-0, and we're into added on time of this, the first half. Remember, these are 40-minute halves. And again, that's not the best clearance, and they have to fight for it. But it remains with Pleasantville now. But you just look at them, they're so thin in attack. And in terms of persons, they're very far apart most times. And it's only their own skill level that helps them. And again, that touch is not the best. So a lot of energy being expended, and for little progress at times. But that's the girls' game. They run with the ball rather than pass it first. And the better ones are the ones who invariably will control the ball. That's not a bad ball at all, and well controlled by Chase. She's obviously looking for some running room. Gives it up, but again, there's no red shirt anywhere near the ball. And they're going to have to be careful here, because this is where they could be so dangerous. And not for the first time, Herbert is dishing out punishment, and she's spoken to by the referee. I would imagine the next time she might be seeing yellow. She's just a little bit late there, and Court Guerrero. No, this is a chance here again, and taken away. Now they brought on the speedy Fortune, and obviously the pace of the game dictates that you have to counter or match the speed of Five Rivers, and Mohammed was clearly being outpaced in this encounter. So now they have a corner kick here. Remember, we're playing into added on time here. We've already played 3 minutes. Ball played in, setting up, trying to set it up, and they're still looking for the shot. Wide of the mark it goes. And so that will be the last bit of action in the first half of this game. Another opportunity there for Gosign, and Nikita Gosign not able to get around it and control the effort. But what an interesting first half. Lot of excitement, and at the end of it all, 1-1 is the halftime scoreline. Natalia Gosign in the 9th minute, and Hakima Goodrich in the 13th. So two of the stars on the respect between Pleasantville Secondary and Five Rivers Secondary right here on 360 TV. And just to let you know that at the half, it is Pleasantville 1, Five Rivers 1.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with First Citizens.
Comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
So welcome you back here to the Other Bolton Stadium. It's 1-1 at the half, and here we go for the second half of this encounter. And again, it is about the Five Rivers Secondary up against the girls from Pleasantville Secondary. And this is where they're going to have to separate themselves one from the other. It's been a very interesting first half. And the offside flag goes up, so these are just some of the spectators who are making their way in here. By the time the boys' game kicks off at 5 o'clock this afternoon, we should be seeing a lot more fans. Naprima, of course, the big giants looking for the treble. They've already won the Premier Division. They won the South Zone INTERCOL, and they're trying to get the national crown as well. So here's a good ball played inside, and the header in, but the goalkeeper still not there, and make those combinations work because they're so far apart from each other sometimes that they really cannot link up, as we say. Opportunity again to get the ball forward, and this is their talisman, so they need to feed her as much as possible, but she misses out there, Goodrich, and now she has to track back because her opposite number is screaming forward and really taking them on and not afraid to really drive them forward there. What a run that is again from the very energetic Nikita Gosain, and she is really pulling out all the stops here, and you could just see the fear on the faces of the Five Rivers players because they know what she's capable of. Her problem here is, can she keep it going, or for how long? Here's a cross. That's not a bad effort. It falls in the box, and she cannot control it. Really, she needed to control that with her body more than anything else. However, still gets it back. Shot, miskicks it. She gets a second bite at the cherry though, and plays it outside. This is the chance she's looking for. Still going. Has the shot is deflected, and again the control. It's almost like it's hitting a wall. It's bouncing off the legs of some of these players when in truth and in fact they need it for it to stick. Those are a couple good balls in the penalty area that they couldn't get the handle on. Unfortunately, the providers are actually the ones that they want finishing those plays. Still going. Did she keep it in? No, she didn't. And it stays with Pleasantville. But again, that's Natalia Gosain who is showing her capabilities. Now the ball played into the area, and Natalia Gosain is still there, looking for somebody to pass it to, and she's won a corner. So the Gosain sisters, Natalia and Nikita, and the thing about most of the girls here, they're very young. And as you heard, the Five Rivers players, some of them are under 15 players. And they entered the under 15 national type championship game as well with Signal Hill. And again, ball just played away. Now they're going to have to scramble back because she's quite capable of running ball over. Free as a bird, scores! Well. Again, unmarked at the back post, and she's made them pay. 5 minutes. In the 45th minute of play, Hakima Goodrich So it's now 2-1 in favor of Five Rivers, and I was just thinking how these two halves kind of mirror each other. Remember in the first half, it was two glaring opportunities that were wasted by Five Rivers, and almost against the run of play, we had the goal scored by Gosine to give Pleasantville the lead, but then they had to fight to get it back. Now it was Pleasantville who had those two great openings early in the second half. They couldn't take advantage of them, and now the reverse happened. Goodrich made them pay, and it's 2-1 now in favor of Five Rivers Secondary. So good turn of events here now. Can they really keep things going? That's good football. Once again, trying to get the ball in. She does. An opportunity here. No. Taken away nicely. And they're trying to turn it the other way. So an infringement there. So it's going to go the other way. And really a chance at a break there. And you could see Jada Herbert looking to sprint away. And she just got her boot caught on the defender, Calderon. And it's coming, she was stopped dead in her tracks. In fact, she fell down. And so that they could contest the ball, because she's just catching it and hitting it. And a lot of times they don't have any coverage or anyone there to control the ball or to even contest the ball. This is a much better ball. And that's too strong again. Gosine loses out. Good tackle once again, and the ball is immediately hit down, trying to get Goodrich going. Intercepted though, Jack. Plays it inside, and it's taken away. Now it's just hammering up. So Guerrero, she's trying hard, but here goes Jada Herbert again. Good football, just a little patience. Dillon now gets it again to Gosine, but every time she touches the ball, it's almost like she has to defeat or move past 2 or 3 players, and as a result, she is losing out. And just running into it and just hammered off the ball. Once again, she's saying a shoulder to shoulder, but because of a big disparity in size, any kind of physical play like that is going to draw a whistle. Vespri went flying. So now it looks as if Goodrich and it looks like Jack getting themselves into a little bit of a tangle there. But I think what has happened is they have decided that Jack is going to man mark Goodrich. So, which is probably a good strategy. Don't let her run free in the area. And that is a handle ball, but the referee nor the assistant saw it. And play continued, but that was a glaring handle ball. And now the play is going the other way. And you could see the player wringing her hand after the ball struck the hand, but the referee, neither the referee nor the assistant saw it. So can Pleasantville get back on level terms here? Almost getting past the second defender. So again, good clearance at the back once more. Good sweeping at the back there. Charles and Hackett and Calderon really doing a good job. And just a little too slow on the part of Gosain here now. She could kick, so I don't know why she feels she has to run with it. And now she's upended. This is more her range. And this time there's going to be a yellow card. And again, because these players know each other so well, and remember, Jada Herbert was spoken to earlier, so it was really just a matter of time before the card came out. So now, who is going to do the honors here? And it looks as if Guerrero has claimed it for herself. And it's a fair distance out. Guerrero is there. And there aren't too many left-footed kickers. Yeah, so they're all going to do it with the right foot, it looks like. Gosain is also standing there, but she doesn't look like she's interested in kicking this one. And for a moment they thought about passing it. And this is not going to work because she's running into a wall of players. And that just frees it up easily for the Five Rivers outfit. And trying to get control again here is Fortune. And really just not able to get into the game since coming on. And they need her out there for her pace because they were just being overrun in midfield by this. And again, the ball is just in the, you look at the midfield, there's no midfield really for Pleasantville. They all either in attack or they just have those four defenders back there. And all the Five Rivers, we have a player down right now, and that is Five Rivers flirting with a national title here, their first national INTERCOL. Pleasantville trying to avoid losing back-to-back INTERCOL finals. They lost to St. Joseph's Convent a year ago. And they're trying to avoid a similar thing. It looks like Daniel is going to be okay, so she's back on her feet. And they give the ball away just in the danger zone, and this could be problematic for them. And here comes, and where are the key players for Pleasantville? Somehow waiting for the ball to come to them as opposed to going to try to get the ball. Now, here's Gosain. She can use the ball, and it all seems so lethargic and so pedestrian from them, but this is great football Shot coming, scores! Well, what a run and what a finish. Zara Chase levels things in the 57th minute. Easily the goal of the game so far. She just ran past players, picked her head up, picked her spot, and just drilled it home. Goalkeeper George had no hope of touching that one. It just sailed past her, and into the net it goes. And that just brought the crowd to its feet. Pleasantville 2, Five Rivers 2. Will the keeper come and claim it? No. Now they get a chance to bring it out to the back. Ball is a little bit short and taken away. Here they come again. Now that's not a bad attempt, I would have to say, but still fighting. Pleasantville though getting numbers back just enough to deny Daniel that forward pass. So 2 goals apiece. Keep it in. Still going and taken away nicely. That's good football now. Herbert has to be careful. She's already on a yellow card, so she can ill afford any kind of a miss there. And still playing on. Another block. Doing good work. That's good football. Here they come once more. Still, can she get the ball in? And then loses the handle on it, but is overly worried about having lost it and not worried about trying to win it back. Just those little lapses, those mental lapses can make the world of difference. And you get the impression now that neither one of them want the ball. They just seem to feel like they've done enough and they're going to be just happy allowing somebody else to control the ball. And it's that skill level that can make the world a difference here. Here we go again. Another opportunity. Another chance here for Chase. She goes onto the left foot now. Tees it up. Can they get the ball across? They play back here to you-know-who. And here's a shot from distance. Saved. George this time got her hands comfortably behind it. But all of a sudden, Zara Chase has just decided time to get to the party. And she has really stamped her class on the game now. In the first half, it was the 2 Gosain sisters, and now Zara Chase has decided she want a piece of the action. What a goal she scored. You have another player down. And you look at it again. 1, 2, 3. She's just knifed past a 4th one onto that right foot. And as they try to close her down, she let it go. And off comes Hector for Five Rivers. And on goes Allen, Khalifa Allen. So Joanna Hector is off. Khalifa Allen is on. So despite falling behind, or now you could see Pleasantville with the momentum, and they just with that renewed energy here as Five Rivers now look for answers. They're the ones who must be thinking now, how do we stop this wave, this sort of second wind that Pleasantville have caught here? I tell you the best way is so 2 goals apiece. It was 1-1 at the half. And now we're 2-2 with just under 20 minutes unofficially, that is, left in this game. It's a nice ball played inside there, but it's going to run. The goalkeeper loses her footing, and then she's able to recover. Ball played in and just blocked, but it might just run into that space where she got the ball across. And good football once more. Pleasantville trying to get their passes going again. This is where they've been doing very well. And go sign with a shot from distance, and they need her to start doing that all over again. She started it in the first half, and somehow went away from it. Ball one back again. Here they look for some movement forward. They get a good ball in and striving forward once more. Can she get the shot off? She does go. Saved by the keeper. This time it went straight at her. And it's like target practice now. They understand what is required here, that they can ill afford to wait and it's not going to be handed to them. They're going to have to win it themselves. Good football. Once again, ball played forward, but very, very few in attack at the moment. So the momentum really has shifted quickly now to Pleasantville. And again, look at how quickly coming to the ball and getting it there. This is Zara Chase. She's looking for something. Plays the ball across. Now she has movement over on that far side, but they're so undecided as to how they want to get this ball forward. These two are not the two most composed players, but they're still fighting. And now they get it back. Jack is going to have to support, but she runs right into trouble. And this is not the game that they want to be playing, because here comes Five Rivers. And luckily they just ricochets enough. And it's going to be a goal kick to Pleasantville. And that again was Jada Herbert, who's come over on the right hand side now. Ball just being sort of ping-ponging about. That's good skill again. Here is Goodridge. Saved by goalkeeper Marisho. So now both goalkeepers come under the microscope, because both teams are not afraid to kick here now. So shots are going to be coming thick and fast. Here is Herbert again. Straight at the goalkeeper once more. And her kicks are getting weaker and weaker. And so they're going to have to really be prepared to take this on. Here goes that foot race again. This is where things get really dicey for them. Can she get the shot off? She does. And it's saved by the goalkeeper. So end-to-end action now, as they just keep pouring it on. Nobody's backing down here. And this time she goes down and she stays down. It's been another long run from deep. And you could see Nikita Gosain there, really spent. She already was carrying a bandage on that knee. But boy, you can't fault her for effort and commitment. She's been making those driving runs, just sort of taking on defenders one after the other. Here's a shot at one end. Bam! Herbert straight at Maricho. And at the other end, it was Gosain firing away, but also hitting it straight at a killer George. So 2 goals apiece in this game so far. Are we heading to yet another penalty shootout to St. Joseph's Convent? But they've already defeated St. Joseph's Convent to avenge that defeat, beat them in the semi-finals, 5-0. Here they are now in the final. Trying to go one better than a year ago. So the referee with the bump ball, but again, look at how quickly they're able to close down the spaces. Here again is Goodrich, just that touch, but they're not out of the woods yet. Herbert is there. And she just needs to compose herself a little bit because she has the skill, certainly has the speed. And she gets into those very dangerous positions. And a lot of times she's coming late, so they don't see her. And all she has to do is compose herself and finish it off. Now, chance for them to get the ball up. That's a good ball. Can she keep it in? Here is Zara Chase. Onto that right foot she goes, looking for something. Decides to go back to the left, and she's off to the races. Once again, still going. Still going. Now she's turned around. Nobody coming to help, but she does get it in the middle. This could be dangerous. Here's the shot. Saved. Brilliant save from George. And the ball just being hit upfield from either direction. Nobody is trying to dwell on the ball too much except for when they're trying to get a running start. So the ball back it goes to Guerrero. She again hits it upfield. Here now is Herbert. And that's good anticipation. Once again coming back and helping out. So it's end-to-end stuff here as time beginning to become a factor. We're entering the last 10. Who has the nerve? Good skill. Herbert though loses the handle on it and still trying to turn with it. That's good football. Gosain being harassed. Now they won themselves a free kick. Can they get their numbers up? And it seems as if Herbert, she may very well have to leave. She's cramping up, and she's cramping up badly. I think she should just either just come off the field or just help out. Now the ball played back there. Well intercepted now. This could be dangerous. Can she get the return pass? No, she can't. It's taken away from her. And then it's spread further. So Goodrich with a golden opportunity there, but she was trying to do it herself. She probably needed to just give it up to her teammate with the reverse pass. And in the end, good defending there from Renisha Jack coming across. She got the first touch and then she made certain by taking it away for the second time. Now it's going to be a corner kick to the ladies from Five Rivers. Do they have another goal in them? And this one is played back, but it's intercepted. And away they come again. They don't want this young lady running. And but she plays a ball in and shielded away. Now, opportunity again. Not many people ahead of her. She's still going. Plays a great reverse ball. Chance here now. Can she keep it in? No, but look at the anticipation once again from Baumann. running a long way there, and then she loses out. And she might actually have hurt herself in the process, as she went down, and certainly is going to need some assistance. But what an interception, and had she not intercepted that, again, Pleasantville might have been staring at another golden opportunity there, but you could see Bowman in real pain there. But boy, have they distinguished themselves here, the ladies of Five Rivers. I think the entire student population should be justifiably proud. They have more than earned their place in this final, and with a little luck, who knows, they might be able to eke out a win when it's all said and done. Might need penalties. We're inside the last 10 minutes or so of regulation time. We've had a few stoppages, so it might be a lot of added on time when it's all said and done. And she really looks like she's in serious pain there. But again, these young ladies, they've been through the wars. And like I always say, you could play hurt, but you can't play injured. And if she's injured, then they're going to have to find a substitution for her. Because if she can't go, she can't go. Not much the coach could do about that. They're going to have to start. Pleasantville. Again, the ball taken down. Ball played in. That's a good ball. Just not able to control it, but they're not out of the woods yet because it's kept in. And nice football. And just trying to play it too quickly. And not able to get the ball in, but she does get a good ball across goal. And eventually it's taken away. And it dribbles off the field. Everybody kind of froze. But it's going to be a corner kick to Pleasantville Secondary. Do they have it in them to win this in regulation? 74 minutes. We're in the 75th minute of play. Can they get another one? Ball played in, but again, they're so thin. And this time it's just played away for no apparent reason. The ball is just played into touch, so it's another corner kick. Well. Played short, and now chance here to get a better cross in. It's still going, and they're going to do this a third time now in succession. Pleasantville really looking to tighten the screws here, and I think they're going to have to make that substitution, because it doesn't look as if Bowman is going to continue. So she is stretched off and is eventually subbed. Burnley is on. Now a chance. Looking for that kicking foot. Still going, and can't get it. Now they're able to bring it away, but only just. And but it's going to be a free kick, says the referee. So Zendaya Burnley is on. And Amira Bowman has to come out. She's still getting treatment over on that far side. So that ankle must be very, very badly bruised. So a free kick now to, and that ball just hit upfield. And anywhere will do when you're under pressure. And this time they're just trying to release that pressure valve a little bit. When is the cross going to come? Trying to run with it. Loses out the first time. opportunity for them to get it upfield again, and that's exactly what they've done. Trying to control it, but not able to do it very well. Still, the ball is just ping-ponging away. And who's going to control it? Who is going to control it? Still, she has possession. Still going. Still going. Tries a shot from distance. And just wide of the mark. But again, you could just see Nikita go sign there, showing that she's quite capable. And eventually Charles is coming off, and she's going to be replaced by Wickham, Daniela Wickham. So a goal kick to Five Rivers. They holding their own here, but probably just wobbling a little bit. And trying their best here to see if they can't take this to the full 80 minutes and beyond. It's 2-2. 1-1 at the half, 2-2 now. And a chance here, somebody to be the hero for their respective teams. That's a good ball, but just too straight. And easy work for Mary Shaw at the back. Her kicks have decidedly gotten weaker. In the first half, she was clearly getting the ball over the half line. But now in the second half, she just have not been able to do so. A chance here to keep going. Still going. And eventually now they get the ball deep in their opponent's half. Big opportunity again. But another late challenge here. Just laying into her opponent. So 2 goals already in this game. Who wants it the most now? Back to it's a throw-in. So now it's a corner kick. So could Five Rivers still pick themselves up here? We are playing in added on time. Unofficially, I haven't seen any signal from the fourth official. But they're going to have to defend this here with all their might. Now, Pleasantville. Not chance, a golden opportunity here now for Five Rivers. Ball into the area. Trying to run out with it, but can't get it away. Only now do they get it upfield. And still trying to come with it now. Trying to run with it. Does well. Goes past one. And the player fell down. Still going. Another good challenge. And still just taking her time with the ball. It's almost as if she's not sure what she wants to do with the ball, but the ball is still in play. She can't wait for everybody else to come. She has to play the ball. And it's almost like she's looking for players to beat. And she could run her team into some problems. And now, opportunity here. This could be dangerous. Ball played into the middle here, but cleared away nicely. And just doing well. This is not their game to play the ball in the air like that. They just seem so flummoxed when the ball is bouncing around. Now, Herbert, she likes to run with it, but she's not getting a chance to run this time. Opportunity here now for Pleasantville. That too is blocked. But they get possession again. Can she turn? No, she cannot. And the ball is won back. But she's still fighting back, trying to get to it. Here they come again. Opportunity to run with it. Put her head down. And probably doesn't see who it is. And it's going to be a throw-in to Pleasantville. We're playing added on time. Already 3 minutes. So it looks like we're going to penalties here because at the moment, but here is a chance. This could be very interesting now because Goodrich was just starting to stream away. Pleasantville will be very, very advised, has to be very alert here. But they don't have any players back in the sense that all their forward players staying up front and not coming back to help out. So it's like the defense on their own. 2 goals each. And now this is problems here. Goalkeeper doesn't come. And the miss kick. What does she do? Can she turn it away? And an infringement is called. But certainly Five Rivers had her where they wanted her, facing her own goal. And it's like nobody could move right now. The players, it's like the legs are moving, but the brain isn't. Or is it that the brain is moving and the legs can't? It's one or the other, but something. It just don't have it right now. The whistle could come any moment now. And there it is. That is the final whistle. So, at the end of 80 minutes, two apiece at the end of regulation. So we go straight into kicks from the penalty spot. And for the second year running, Pleasantville will go to penalties. Are they going to come up short again, just as they did a year ago? So that's the situation here. Natalia Gosin in the 9th, Hakima Goodrich rather in the 13th to make it one apiece. Then Hakima Goodrich again in the 45th to give Five Rivers the lead. But Pleasantville showed their quality with Zara Chase with the goal of the game in the 57th minute to make it two apiece. And that is where we are. No further scoring. And now it's up to the kickers and up to the goalkeepers as well. Who will it be in this one? And I would hope that the coaches would have practiced their kicks from the penalty spot. I think if you're doing INTERCOL, then that has to be a will come into sharp focus here. As they've done very well already in this game. Can they now take their teams over the line? And this is always the big question here. So now let's see how they're going to iron this one out. And it's going to be Pleasantville. And they've given that responsibility to Nikita Gosain. And she buries it in emphatic fashion. And striding forward here, well, this lady is giving everything. Jada Herbert. Can she do it one last time for her team? She is up against Akila Marishaw. And Marishaw saves it! Really, the simplest of kicks. And almost tried to be too cheeky, and she hit it much too close to goalkeeper Marishaw, who made the save. So 1-0 it is. So another opportunity here. And she buries this time. Another very well taken pick by Guerrero. So they lead by 2. This young lady has also had a good game. And just made the weight. And put away nicely. So Mariah Matthews. Gets her team on the score sheet 2-1 now. So an opportunity here for Kaylee Martin. And she scores as well. So 3-1 it is now. And it's almost as if they have found the Achilles heel here of goalkeeper George. Just play it to her right. She doesn't often seem to want to go to her right, but she's going to be the kicker. She is the next kicker. So now it's goalkeeper against goalkeeper. Can George pull one back for her team here to make things interesting? Goalkeeper against goalkeeper. George against Marisho. Here we go. And she places it beautifully. So 3-2 now. So they're still in the game here, but they cannot afford a slip up. Yeah, this is a very well placed kick. And this is the big stopper, Renisha Jack, stepping forward. So Jack being very meticulous about where she placed the ball. And again, at this level, you just want to place it away from the keeper as quickly as possible. And she does that, just sneaking it in at the to take their fifth kick. And who is stepping forward but their talisman, Hakima George. And she scores. Brilliantly done. So, it will go to this kick. Now, who is going to take this one? We've already seen Nikita Gosine, and it looks like striding forward here is her sister and captain of the team, Natalia Gosine. So the captain to win it for her team. Can she do it? She kicks and scores, they win. They lead 4-3. This could make it 5-3. And she does! Pleasantville has avenged their defeat from a year ago, and they have won the national INTERCOL title for 2025. 5-3 on penalties after a thrilling 2-all tie. Just look at how much it means. Disappointment at one end and of course jubilation on the next. But these are all the national players, and you see them battle, they fight, they kick each other on the field, but they know that they are good friends off it. And it's also very interesting that their neighbors, they probably live in the same village, they probably play for the same clubs, they just attend different schools, and that is what makes the difference here. But what a game. We've had a real great advert for women's football and girls football in the secondary schools football league. And despite all their deficiencies, you could never fault them for effort. And they gave you more than 100%, you'd have to say. And boy, they have every reason to be happy. This young lady with that save really is what made the difference when it's all said and done. Akela Marishaw with the save off the boot of Jada Herbert. And that is the difference here. So, and when the dust settled after kicks on the penalty mark, Pleasantville Secondary are the ones celebrating. A year ago, they were real heartbroken when they lost on penalties in a similar fashion. So they know exactly how Five Rivers are feeling now, because a year ago it was them. Now, the Gosine sisters, number 6 and number 9, and they've certainly carried their team all season long, of course, aided and abetted by the likes of Zara Chase, Michaela Guerrero, and company, including Mohammed, Ayoka Mohammed, who was substituted earlier, But Kaylee Martin played her part, actually scored her penalty as well. Mitchell did well. Dylan did very well. Of course, at the back, Renisha Jack, she also scored a penalty. And so, fine display from both teams. And look at the man in the middle. Of course, I wonder if he's going to do a calypso about this when it's all said and done. Brian London with the dread in the middle there, as pleased as punch, as his team. A year ago they were crying, and now they're all smiles. Just look at the dance. So pretty soon they'll be getting ready for the presentation. So again, our congratulations to Pleasantville. And boy, I could imagine school is out, but they might very well be assembled at school tomorrow, and I won't be surprised if a large portion of the student population makes their way to the school tomorrow just to celebrate with them. Brian London is standing by.
Testing. Yo, Tabel, give me the 3, 2, 1. You give me the gun now. The normal question. So, congrats on winning the 2026 INTERCOL finals. Come on, ready.
This is for our manager, Miss Alison Kwashi Boucher. On the day of the semi-finals, her husband suddenly passed away. So we had to battle through our semi-finals and come and battle here today. And this is for her today. This is for her. The team did this for her today.
Definitely condolences to her and her family, and we wish them all the best. And in this moment, victory and triumph will certainly help with the healing process. Your thoughts on the game today specifically and the season?
Indeed. Attention to little details. Scored the opening goal. Give away an equalizer on an errant header that went the opposite way. Bad marking at the back. They went on top. We were able to get back into the game. This is testament to Pleasantville. And I don't know what other teams do, but during the off-season, when other teams are resting or assume that whatever they're doing, 5 o'clock, the players who committed to coming out and going to do beach training, to getting up to meet a maxi 5 o'clock to go and do Lady Chancellor Hill to run, to getting up to go at Vistable and do 100 steps, to come into the gym and put in the work, the hours and hours of work. They didn't like it some days. Some players actually throw up on the beach. Training was hard. But this is testament to what the players them would have committed to and what they would have committed to get this victory today.
And you would have seen the results of that hard work and dedication throughout the entire season. And any thoughts on your staff and the staff from Pleasantville Secondary?
Everybody who would have contributed. Miss Huggins, who would have substituted us. She has been an assistant manager with Miss Boucher, Delisha Braffett, Zahara Mitchell, Kimberly Stewart, my assistant coach, Joel Maloney, even Coach Alan, who would have assisted us, the principals and the staff, even the parents who would have contributed water and refreshments and watermelons, some bananas, wherever necessary. This is for them. This is for community. Every single year, Pleasantville tends to stay relevant. We always in our finals or both finals. Again, these are the first 2 goals we would have conceded for the season. So just have to tighten up because you have a Big 5, National Big 5 to go after as well, to double up for the season. So just take this in stride, enjoy the moment, but put the foot on the gas again and get ready for the next two.
All right, well, congratulations to you, Mr. London, and to the rest of your team. We do know that you will look to celebrate and enjoy this victory as best as you can. So all the best to you in that upcoming Big 5 game, and we look forward to what Pleasantville has to offer in the future.
Thank you very much, and thank you to 360 for giving a home to football, and I hope that you will take some more impetus to cover women's football. I think it's lacking in Trinidad and Tobago, that coverage for women's football. So thank you to 360 for the work that you have been doing to cover football, and also on my behalf to women's football.
I'm most grateful indeed. Take care, Mr. London. All the best. So there you have it, Pleasantville Secondary, the winners of the 2026 INTERCOL finals in the girls edition. And now we look forward to the finals of the boys edition, which is going to start very soon between Naparima College and Signal Hill Secondary.
Brian London, and how proud he is of these young ladies, and but especially the fact that many of them, they're young and they're already seeing international football, and that little experience, you could tell they just have that little different. Even on the Five Rivers team, their national players also were the outstanding ones, and that's why I've always said that when you take the national players out of the school's team, the entire standard drop. We complain so much about how much the standard has dropped from way back in the day, and but we compound that by also dropping off, taking some of the better players off, as was the case this year with Naparima College. Thankfully, or rather with Sawa and with St. Benedict's and some of those teams where you still saw quality in those teams, but they also missed one or two key players. So it's good to see that these players get this opportunity to bring themselves right back in the thick of things, because when you could win with your teammates, it's so much sweeter. The guys you